All right, welcome back to The Explainer. If you've been hanging with us since part 2 of our 2026 roadmap, you know we're hunting down that ultimate path to becoming a highly sought-after Linux sysadmin. Today, we're crossing the threshold. We're totally leaving that safe, comfy world of theory in the dust and stepping into the raw reality of what it actually takes to prove your skills out in the wild. Now, the crucial shift we established earlier is all about the format. The RHCSA, the Red Hat Certified System Administrator exam, completely throws out those multiple choice questions you might be used to seeing on something like the Linux Plus. There's absolutely no guessing C and just crossing your fingers here. Instead, you are dropped directly into a live, intentionally broken system, handed a list of complex objectives, and essentially told, hey, make it work. It's not about what you can cram and regurgitate from a textbook. It's entirely about what your hands instinctively know how to do when the pressure is literally on. Which brings us to Section 1, the Crucible, mastering hands-on skills. So, when you're actually in the hot seat, you're forced to interact with these foundational concepts under some serious pressure. Take user and group management, right? You aren't just reciting permission levels. You're actively locking down access control for sensitive departments on the fly. Same goes for storage. You're physically managing data pools, you're extending volumes, and making absolutely sure that critical data survives a sudden system reboot without totally corrupting. And networking? You're hunting down broken connections, fixing routing tables, and restoring them live. It's kind of like learning to drive a manual transmission on a steep hill. You are quite literally building this IT muscle memory until it becomes completely second nature. But listen, this crucible doesn't just stop at those basic system operations. You're required to demonstrate absolute competence in the stuff that keeps modern enterprise infrastructure breathing. You got to configure strict firewalls and wrestle with SELinux. Think of SELinux as this ultimate, unforgiving bouncer for your operating system that decides exactly who gets in and who gets tossed out. A lot of beginners just disable it out of pure frustration, but you have to master it. You also need to deploy and manage containers, which, let's be real, is the absolute gold standard for how modern software is packaged these days. Plus, you've got to automate all that tedious, repetitive stuff by writing shell scripts entirely from scratch. And you're doing all of this on a live terminal, with the exam clock just ruthlessly ticking down in the background. And this right here perfectly highlights exactly why employers are so incredibly obsessed with this specific certification path. Picture this scenario. It's 2 a.m. on a Sunday, a massive production server just completely crashed, your coffee's cold, and your boss's boss is blowing up your phone. In that moment of sheer panic, just staring at a blinking cursor, some multiple choice memory isn't going to save you. But because you prepared on a live system, your hands just kind of know what to do. You calmly read the logs, you find that hidden root cause, and you type the exact commands to bring that server back to life completely without a safety net. That level of calm under fire, that is exactly what companies are eager to pay a serious premium for. Let's jump into Section 2, the journey, your certification timeline. So what does this actually look like on a calendar? Well, if you're a complete beginner putting in that consistent daily effort, the data points to a highly realistic timeline of about 3 to 6 months to become fully exam ready. Now, month 1 is notoriously brutal. It's entirely about just getting your bearings, spinning up your very first virtual machines, and fighting through that initial shock of the stark command line. Then you hit months 2 through 5, and man, that is the real grind. This is your consistent study phase where you'll be intentionally breaking systems in your home lab, probably pulling a little bit of your hair out, and desperately trying to figure out how to put things back together using snapshots. But by the time month 6 rolls around, that struggle totally transforms into pure muscle memory, and you're confidently ready to sit for the exam. But let's just hit pause for a second here. We're talking about staring down half a year of challenging, frustrating late-night study sessions, mostly sitting alone in front of a glowing terminal while your friends are probably out having fun. You really have to stop and ask yourself honestly, is this intense 6-month grind actually going to translate into real-world success? Like, is the juice really worth the squeeze? Let's answer that in Section 3, the payoff, the ultimate financial ROI. First off, we've got to look at the initial investment. The upfront, out-of-pocket cost to actually sit for the RHCSA exam sits at roughly $400 to $500 US. When you compare that to, say, a traditional 4-year computer science degree that puts you deep into student debt, or even one of those massive $10,000 tech boot camps, the financial barrier to entry here is incredibly low for what you're about to get in return. Now contrast that upfront cost with the ongoing reward. The data here reveals something truly staggering. Simply holding this specific certification adds roughly $18,000 to $25,000 to your annual base salary compared to that uncertified baseline. I mean, really think about the sheer scale of that return on investment. You're trading about $500 and 6 months of serious sweat equity for a massive permanent salary bump. And because salary raises compound over time, that initial bump just keeps paying massive dividends year over year for the rest of your career.
And you know what? It gets even better. It's not just about a one-time pay bump. It's about completely altering your overall career velocity. Industry data actually shows that professionals who lock down this certification within their first 2 years in the field accelerate their entire trajectory. They're blowing right past those entry-level help desk roles and hitting those highly lucrative mid-level engineering salary ranges 30 to 40% faster than their uncertified peers. It is essentially a massive fast-forward button for your IT career, letting you totally skip the line to get to the work that truly matters.
So, we've mapped out that grueling 6-month timeline, and we've verified the massive initial return on investment. But if you're highly ambitious, this naturally raises a much bigger question. Once you're actually on this path and you've got this momentum behind you, how high does the ladder actually go? Where's the absolute ceiling? And what other high-level tech doors does this open down the line? That brings us perfectly to our final destination in part 4. Next time on The Explainer, we're going to break down the entire salary ladder, rung by rung, and uncover the highly specialized elite careers this exact roadmap unlocks. But until then, I want you to think really deeply about this. If 6 months of intense focus can permanently alter your baseline value by $25,000 a year, what is it costing you every single day you wait to begin? All right, let's dive right into this final piece of our roadmap. Welcome back to the final explainer in our 4-part series, Mapping Out Your Future in Linux System Administration. So in part 3, we spent quite a bit of time breaking down the massive ROI, return on investment, that comes from putting in the hard, hands-on work with Linux. We talked about how the time you invest translates directly into career capital. Well, today we're bringing all of that home. We're going to put hard numbers to that ROI, specifically looking at the US market, and then wrap this entire journey up so you can walk away with a crystal clear playbook for 2026. Let's get into it. Here's a quick look at our agenda for today. First, we'll climb the sysadmin salary ladder. Then we'll look at expanding into advanced roles, followed by a wrap-up of the complete 2026 roadmap, and finally, your next action step. Starting right off with Section 1, the sysadmin salary ladder, where we break down the actual financial payoff. We anchor our journey right here at $70,000. Now, this is the entry-level baseline in the US market. When you're just stepping into the Linux world, establishing your foundational knowledge, learning how to navigate the command line, grasping the basic mechanics, this right here is your starting line. And hey, it's a solid foundation. But in the context of our 2026 roadmap, we absolutely do not want you staying here for long. Think of this number as raw potential. It means you've got the baseline competency to be trusted with a system, but it also signals that the major financial rewards are still ahead of you, just waiting for you to prove your advanced capabilities. And wow, this really illustrates the rapid ascent you can expect once you verify those skills. Getting your Red Hat Certified System Administrator, your RHCSA, bumps your earning potential to an average range of, get this, $105,000 to $122,000. Then, achieving your Red Hat Certified Engineer, or RHCE, pushes that range up to $130,000. And finally, reaching that Senior or Certified Architect status, that literally unlocks $150,000 and beyond. The industry pays a massive premium for verified Linux expertise, guys. Every single hour you spend studying translates directly into these vertical leaps in your paycheck. Moving on to Section 2, expanding into advanced roles. This is where those foundational skills actually lead us. So, reaching those senior compensation tiers doesn't actually mean you have to stay boxed into a traditional system administrator title. Actually, these core Linux skills are the absolute bedrock for some of the most highly sought-after adjacent roles out there. I mean, DevOps engineers rely incredibly heavily on Linux for their deployment pipelines. Cloud operations professionals use it constantly to manage massive scalable infrastructure, and platform engineering, that almost universally runs on Linux. So studying for an RHCE actually unlocks the door to the absolute most lucrative infrastructure roles in the tech industry today. It's a total game changer. Okay, Section 3, the complete 2026 roadmap, synthesizing our entire journey. Your ultimate playbook really relies on these 4 distinct pillars. Step 1, You've got to understand the landscape. Remember, Linux is literally the fabric of the cloud. Step 2. Strictly follow the proven certification path. This provides undeniable proof of your capabilities to employers. Step 3. Put in the time to build that hands-on muscle memory in the terminal. You got to put in the reps. And step 4. Methodically climb that salary ladder we just talked about. If you align your daily habits with these 4 steps, you are setting yourself up for an incredibly successful career peak by 2026.
And that brings us to Section 4, your next action step, and how you're moving forward today.
The path to $150,000 and beyond is laid out perfectly right in front of you. You know the baseline, you know the certification jumps, and you know the advanced doors that they open. So the real question now is, what is the single specific action you are going to take today to start your climb? Are you going to book your exam date? Maybe spin up a virtual machine and just practice some shell scripting? Look, the difference between staying at the baseline and reaching that senior tier is just a series of small daily actions compounded over time. So what will your first action be? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer series, and I will see you at the top of the ladder.